Okay, I gotta go. What's up, y'all? Everything proper, no propaganda. Go yard bandana. Yes. What? Do a birthday party in a phantom. Yes. What's up, y'all? What is going on? Y'all really trying to turn this already gridlock? I don't understand why people do that. The people are already in the intersection. Why are you trying to turn? So what's going on, y'all? Happy Wednesday. They call it Hump Day. What are we talking about? Ayesha Curry and her interview on the Red Table Talk. I actually recorded a reaction video. I watched it on my way home from work. The camera angle is kind of weird. After I edit it, I will post it. I didn't have much of a reaction. I thought it was just, I thought it was interesting, what I was observing. But go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment, and let me know that you stopped by. And then we'll get down in the comments later on and talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So Ayesha Curry was on the Red Table Talk. Oh, before that, over the weekend, I didn't know until yesterday. It apparently happened over the weekend or a couple of days ago, but I'm just getting word is that Joe Budden and Cyn Santana have broken up. Joe is playing semantics and saying they haven't broke up because nobody has said they broke up. Okay, Virgo. Nobody has said we broke up, so we haven't really broke up. Girl, shut up. Y'all broke up. If you ain't talked to the bitch in weeks, y'all done unfollowed each other on the Twitter. Listen, y'all, let me tell you something. Y'all know I'm real hard on Nicki Minaj. But when I tell you this bitch snapped on this goddamn fucking song, Nicki Minaj snapped. Do you hear me? Oh my God, I get so hyped. Y'all know I'm hard on Nicki Minaj, but I will give a motherfucker credit when the credit is fucking due. This is my girl right here on this motherfucking song. I say yes, Nicki, every time. I pump her ass up. Yes. What's happening? Hey, got a chains on my ankle.
Young money in the cut like a shank.
Rubber band on my background.
Show my air like a stank.
She snaps. I'm sorry, I love it. I be pumping her up like this is her first time spitting the verse every single time. Sorry, I had to pull myself. That's my shit, honey. When she come through, I said, "Come on, Nicki Minaj, bitch." I'm really disappointed in her. I think she really could have killed it. If Nicki Minaj, let me tell you something. If Nicki Minaj came to the Met Gala looking how she, like wearing an outfit from when she first came out. Remember when Nicki Minaj would dress really, 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 really tacky, trying to be different, trying to find her way, trying to find her style or whatever, because we all know the history. And she was like, wearing the all leopard print with the leopard print hair. That would have been perfect for the Met Gala. If she would have came, let me tell you something. If Nicki Minaj would have came on that goddamn carpet dressed like old Nicki Minaj, oh my God, she would have killed it. She would have fucking killed it. Have a designer make the shit super dumb elaborate, super gaudy, But her outfits from back in the day, she could have did that. She didn't need, what she had on was wrong. And she admitted, I don't even know what camp is. But bitch, camp was what the fuck where you used to fucking dress when you first came out. Not when you first came out, but in the pink, I don't know all the damn, where her legs are super long on the album cover, super long, where she had Moment for Life was on there. The way she used to dress, going into that era, that would have been campy, girl. That shit it would have been campy, but she came, I don't know what the fuck she had on. I don't even know, like Cardi's dress, that should have been a different color to me. I feel like that should have been like an emerald green or even a fucking fuchsia. What? That dress, the way it was billowing out, that dress was sick. It was sick, but it should have been pink, fuchsia, or like a green. Ava DuVernay had a pretty green dress on. Anyway, so okay. So I should have talked about that yesterday. Janelle Monáe killed it. To me, she fucking won. She's the winner. She's the trophy. I love what she had on. Lena Waithe and her design, I don't remember his name, but they had on custom designed suits with pinstripes, and the pinstripes were lyrics to old songs. I think the designer, his lyrics were of one of Nipsey Hussle's songs, but you could see on Lena Waithe's jacket, they had a misspelling on their jacket. She tried to cover it up, but they spelled, because they on the back of her jacket or whatever, it said, drag queens invented camp, but he spelled camp wrong. Invented it. That's what, I don't know what he put. I wonder, did they think no one would notice, honey? Black people be like this. Let me see what you got on, girl. The only thing I don't like is when people start critiquing like fashion, and if they don't like the person wearing whatever it is, they say the outfit is like ugly or something like that. Like, they can't be objective. It's like, I don't like it, and the outfit be so dope, but you're like, you just don't like Kendall Jenner, you know. Her dress was really pretty. I didn't like Kylie's dress. I think Kylie is just, I don't know what it is about. I don't know what it is about Kylie Jenner. I just can't get into it at all. It's like, I'm not buying it at all. I just can't buy it. But, Ayesha Curry was on Red Table Talk with Jada Pinkett. Now, Jada Pinkett seemed like she had a little bit too much to drink. I don't know if they've been drinking, but she was very familiar and very comfortable. And that's one of the things that I observed the most is her, I don't know what her rising is, what Jada Pinkett's rising is, but her outward, it was like very airy, like very, like, I was like, is Jada Pinkett, had she had too much to drink? Very comfortable. But they had Ayesha Curry, her mother-in-law, Steph Curry's mother, his sister, and his brother's fiance. And his brother's fiance is Doc Rivers' daughter. So all of these women are all basketball players, wives, or married to a, basketball player, like really sincerely basketball wives. The mother, who has been with Steph Curry's dad since she was 18 years old. Ayesha Curry's been with Steph Curry since she was, 15? The other girl, there seems to be a mirroring or kind of a parallel of their lives, the women. Like, marrying very young to like Jada Pinkett said, to a super or spotlight athlete. I love Steph Curry. I do. Let me tell you what I love about Steph Curry before we get on Red Table Talk. Steph Curry, when he is playing, enjoys his job. He enjoys playing basketball, and it shows. And it makes me like, I mean, like when he's trying not to smile when he makes a basket, he knows, very confident, but he don't really want to celebrate too much, and you can see the smile cracking in his face because he fucking made a basket, and god damn it, this is what I fucking love to do. Like, that is why I love Steph Curry. Like, I love to watch him play. I love to watch him play basketball. He enjoys his job very much. They were talking about he doesn't have a bad temper. That's what she was saying. He's very mild-mannered, very friendly. She made some statements that have been getting a lot of, made some statements about not getting attention from men, because they asked a question, how do you deal with the women? And then the mother-in-law, she explained how she used to deal with it. Very in your face, very upfront, direct. And then Ayesha was saying how Steph is just very, very friendly. And I was like, girl, don't don't believe the hype, bitch, because this idea that, I was like, honey, I know Steph Curry is nice and sweet and beautiful and just whatever the hell you want to call it. I mean, but he knows when a bitch is hitting on him, okay? Okay. Oh, he's just very friendly. No, listen, a man and a woman, they know when somebody is hitting on them. A basketball player knows when someone is hitting on them. They've seen it all. They probably are very good at analyzing female human behavior in that environment. And like Jada made such a great point when she was like, I really don't like to call them gold diggers, because the same way a man gets excited when he sees a beautiful woman is the same excitement a woman gets when she sees a powerful man. I was like, come on, bitch, you better break that shit down. So you can't really call her a gold digger, because what she's doing is primarily, responding to this man who is seemingly looking like a provider, right? Because they say men look at the women. Okay, the women, she's nurturing. She's, what can she do for me? How can she labor for me? How can she make my home happy? Can she have, this, very, very basic level of human relations in terms of power and beauty. That's how it works. That's why it doesn't matter if a man is ugly or unattractive. It's the power, it's the money, the access. That's what a woman likes. And in this, the way that she put it, I was just like, oh, okay, Jada really broke that shit down real quick. You look crazy as hell. So Ayesha Curry said, when they were talking about the men getting attention from the women, and Willow was very receptive to Ayesha. I found her, even though she was more like the youngest daughter, she in terms of their age or whatever. Ayesha Curry is 30, 31, and they've been together since she was 15 years old. So we're going to assume that she has not had sex with anybody else. I don't know if maybe in college she may have had sex with somebody else. I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard Ayesha Curry speak on, was she a virgin when she got married? I don't know. I really don't follow Ayesha Curry. She's not my cup of tea, but it's not like, I wouldn't sip from the cup of tea. You understand what I'm saying? She's not like, it's just not my thing. I'm not into the, whatever she's selling, I don't want to buy it either. Same with the other one. It's not my thing. But I think that based on how her journey with Steph Curry, I think a lot of people built Ayesha Curry up. I got into an exchange yesterday, and the woman said that I was changing, I was a revisionist when it comes to Ayesha Curry. But I do believe that Ayesha Curry represents a woman, a black woman, marrying this idea that girls and have been sold since they wanted to be a Disney princess. This idea of marrying a wealthy man. She does not, it's like what you consider a perfect picture drawing, and that's not something that we see too much, that is allowed for us to visualize. We see a lot of single mothers. We see a lot of basketball wife situations not work out, or the man is a known cheater or something like that. So it's this seemingly flawless kind of relationship, kind of stepping in how, quote unquote, a woman's life should go. Even though we're too old and we're too progressive to believe that a woman's, she comes out of college, goes directly, or not even go to college, goes directly from her house, her parents' house, to her husband's house, has babies, just 3 babies before the age of 30. I would imagine that she does have some body image issues, as a lot of women do, as the majority of women do, and that's because of the society that we live in. We are told, again, to be beautiful and look a certain way. So I did also notice that everybody was half white. All the women were half white. I was like, okay. But I was like, the mother knows exactly what they are all going through. And I liked what she said about not interfering with their lives. And she's already done her marriage and is continuing to work on her marriage. And she does not have time to be involved in 3 marriages. 2 of her sons and her daughter's marriage. She doesn't have time to be involved with that. I loved that. I love that she said that. I was like, thank you. But she says if they come to me and ask me something but I'm not in their business. I think a lot of people don't know how to take that approach, but her reasoning was like, making sure that, it's taking care of her marriage too. She's still married, so whatever. And I liked Jada's how she was jumping in and saying, a lot, talking about her and Will's relationship, and saying at one point when she was looking at the women, she had to have some compassion for Will, because she could see like all of these women, like there's a lot of women who really throw themselves at him. And if I had access to all these women, listen, I was like, Jada, okay girl, we see you. She was like, girl, but she was that's why I was like, is Jada drunk? But I liked her input and her contribution to the conversation. She did dominate though. She did dominate the conversation. But Ayesha at one point said that she doesn't get attention from men, and that she knows that Steph gets attention. Sometimes she has to insert herself, but she doesn't like to feel leveled off with anybody. I think that's fair. I think if you are in a partnership with somebody, whether you are married or whatever, you're in a life partner type of situation, the way that Jada described. I loved how Jada described her marriage. I love how she says and they talked about anxiety a little bit, and I think a lot of you probably look at the mental health of basketball wives. They probably need to be evaluated, because I imagine that they are riddled with anxiety all the time, but had like Jada said, you have to have a little space of confidence, otherwise you're gonna really lose your shit, because the fact is people are going to throw themselves at your partner, especially if they're powerful. And she was like, Ayesha said she doesn't get any attention from men. And then they were kind of, encouraging her, like, no, believe me, men are probably, I can't imagine. And then everybody on Twitter, were saying, different things, like, she did a lot of shaming about the way that women dress. But you got to understand, that girl she's looking at shit through a different lens. I don't know, I felt kind of bad for her. But then when she said, I don't get attention from men, I was like, I don't believe that. Ayesha Curry, you're a nice looking girl. You can tell you got you ain't all nice and polite and shit. You might be polite as fuck, but you're not this angel, right? She's been propped up and postured because she represents a population of women that isn't, and black women that isn't put on display. I think it's cool that, you are seeing them, this black family, successful black family. The man is not, you don't hear no shit about Steph Curry at all. None at all. None. With other basketball players, you always hear but Steph Curry, I believe that he is a genuinely nice person. And she says she doesn't see him lose his temper unless he's playing sports. Probably because he really, I don't know. I don't have a theory behind that. But she's saying she doesn't get attention from men. So everybody's bringing up the fact that she, would say things, I don't need attention from men because I'm engaged. And yeah, but how old were you when you were engaged? Because the idea that she's been fed in terms of how it relates to marriage, that's what she's speaking about. And a lot of people don't have that lens when it comes to marriage. A lot of people don't, a lot of black folks, Okay, so I do not believe that men have so much respect for Steph Curry that they don't look at his wife or flirt with his wife. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I just don't believe it. I do not believe it. Now, she might not interact with men a lot, because for what? Unless she's, working or whatever, because maybe in her job, the jobs that she does, she doesn't need to interact with too many men. But I don't believe that no man has ever complimented her. I don't believe that no man has ever jumped in her DMs. I believe that men And like I said, like the way that she was like laughing, I was like, I wonder what that was about. Like I felt like she wasn't telling the truth. I just don't believe that. I just don't believe it. And Jada was like, you know, there are a lot of men who probably look at you, it's not on your radar, you're not noticing it. I mean, that could also be true, but I just don't believe that no man has ever told her that she was beautiful. I don't believe that no man has ever told her she was attractive. She doesn't get attention from men, she said. No male attention, I guess, outside of the males in her family. And she wants to feel like somebody still desires her. And I think that's fair to say, because no, I don't care that you're married or in a relationship, you still want to know. That's why these motherfuckers be in these goddamn inboxes talking to other men and women, because it reminds them that they still got it. Like, in the market of all of these people on the internet, this person is showing me attention and talking to me every day and this and that. That's why you motherfuckers get in trouble like that, because a motherfucker wants to know that they still got it. I still got it. Even though they got a partner, they still want to know that they're attractive. I think it's fair for her to say. I don't think that it's true that no man has ever given her. I was saying yesterday, men aside, I just didn't understand why she would say that. I just didn't understand why she would say that. My skin is so soft. But anyway, so what else was talking? Joe, so what did y'all think? Did y'all see the red table talk? Ooh, her nose. She really looked like from the Whoville. What's the people from Whoville? The Who's. That's what she looked like. Her nose was a ski slope, child. Ooh. Anyways, and she was yawning too. Anyway, so Joe and Cyn Santana have broken up. And now, like I said, I didn't hear about the situation until yesterday. It was yesterday. I was like, oh, Joe and Cyn broke up. Apparently they've been broken up for weeks, and Joe said they're not really, no one has said that they broke up, so he's not saying that they broke up. But they haven't spoken in weeks, and they've unfollowed each other on Instagram. And she's removed all of his. Who has the time, child? I would just create another page. Like, who has the fucking time? I guess there's ways that you could do it, like, quickly. You probably have to sit at your desktop. I don't know, but I don't know. Maybe she got help from somebody, like, here, log into my account and delete all the pictures of Joe. Like, maybe, because I imagine her being so happy to be in a relationship with him that she probably posts a lot of pictures with him in it, and it will be very noticeable if she removed his pictures from her page. Honey, that takes too much time, but it shows her where she is, her level, and that might be a reason why they aren't together. Joe strikes me, Joe and Cyn, I like both of them. I like both of them, and I don't know what would cause a breakdown, but apparently Joe I don't know if this is the reason, but Joe was seen in Miami with this dark-skinned model. Jasmine, her name is spelled like two letters in her first name. I forgot the girl's name, but pretty black girl. A black girl. Do you hear me? Now, and the reason why I'm like a black girl is because Cyn has been heard and overheard talking about how black men cater to Latina women. You know, there was this position she was taking in terms of how Joe deals with black women, and she was placing herself at a level that wasn't equal to the other women to black women, dark skin specifically, because Joe has also made a joke that Cyn only hires dark skin help, like when they're having events, because she knows that Joe isn't attracted to dark skinned girls. First of all, I read that. I have never heard that myself. Joe does make a lot of corny, off-color jokes that are not really like, what did he just say? But I like both of them. I just don't think, you know how I feel about old-ass niggas trying to marry young girls to ruin their goddamn lives. And then when she gets old enough, now she's an old, bitter, angry black woman. You know what I mean? You shouldn't have messed with that girl at all. Sorry, dude. Ooh, you're so ugly. attitude is ugly this morning. Let me get over here. And they broke up. I attribute it. She's an air sign. She's a Libra. He is a Virgo. First thing about Virgos. Marriage is not a priority. It's not. Probably would prefer. It's ironic to me because I feel like we are very like the second mothers. I always think that Cancers are the first mothers, but I believe like Virgos are mothering type, leader type positions, and Joe is very mother, like he's very like old woman, like I don't know, it's just an old man trying to get with a young girl. He don't want to be married. He probably requires mental stimulation, which a lot of us do. And depending if Virgo is in other places, if Virgo is in Mercury, like my Virgo is also in Mercury as well. I mean, my Mercury is also in Virgo, and my Venus is also in Virgo. So I'm very, it's a very, in terms of a mental stimulation, it's a requirement. And I don't think that she brings that to him. I think she's very young. I was like, why does she want to get married to him? And he, first of all, does not want to be married. He doesn't want to be married. I told somebody, go on Twitter and search Virgo and marriage, and you can get a glimpse on how Virgos feel about marriage. It's just, girl, like, oh, okay, now what? And then it was so funny because when I was watching Red Table Talk, I have to be reminded that Jada Pinkett Smith is a Virgo. I forget she's a September Virgo. But she was like, we're at the stage where we don't even call our marriage a marriage. We refer to it as a partnership. She said she's been rebellious throughout their whole marriage. She tried to do the mothering thing. Oh, I'm just going to be a mom and watch the kids. And she said she was a terror. And she was just out of control. That was not her role. It's funny because it's like we're kind of a mothering type, but not really like, okay, these kids, all right, great. It's just, I don't know. That's just what it is. So it's not like your role as, like, some people cannot just do the role as mother, which on the Red Table Talk, which I think was very crucial for people to hear that, you can't helicopter over your children. They get a certain age, they're going to leave, and then you're going to be sitting in your house with a loss of identity. When somebody is like, I applaud the people who are like, I don't know, okay, you're just like super mom, and I think it's wonderful. But when you lose yourself, your identity in your children, when they get up and leave, what are you going to do? How are you going to get back to yourself? Because that's 18, 19 years of just being one type of person, one type of woman. And when that is no more, oh, I'll never stop being a mom. Yeah, but you will stop being a manager or supervisor. You will stop having that role as a mother in these people's lives, in these children's lives. And girl, go! And you will lose yourself. And so that's, Ayesha was saying, that's the reason why she makes sure she has her own, because she doesn't want to lose herself when her kids get grown and they leave, and she's looking at her and her husband, he's a retired, they looking at each other like, okay, so what do we do now? Don't lose your sense of self. Anyways, Joe and Cyn, he's an earth sign. She's an air sign. I always say when you're talking about sun signs that think fire and air go well together, and I think water and earth under the sun is what I'm talking about, go well together. I think on top of Cyn being young, she's also a flighty ass air sign, and that shit, like the shit that she be doing, like when I watch Joe, the way he looks at her, like she's really, really young. And like T was saying, I always say Joe's old enough to be her father. I know he's not old enough to be her father, but Joe's very mature. She is not. There are two generations apart, like more than a generation and a half apart. He can't have discussions about hip hop history with her. You know what I mean? She just is a generation past that. You understand? I mean, she's she's too young to know when these things happen. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to have, especially when that is like his life is speaking about music and culture and stuff like that. And you're a whole generation, 2 generations younger than this man. He's got to explain to you who people are. He's going to have to explain to you historical references. He was a baby at the inception of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's all that he knows in terms of, you know, like culture. And it's like when you're a generation away, like I always used to make a joke, like I don't have time to explain to some old ass man who Jay-Z is. Like as a woman growing up, like I was like, these old ass men, you got to explain to them who these rappers are, and music is a big part of my life, and I ain't got time to be trying to, you don't understand why I like, you know, the Migos, or I'm not listening to Frankie Beverly, you know, like that shit. I can't even deal with that. So I could imagine her young ass and him not even probably liking the music that she likes. You know what I'm saying? And unless he is that influential in her life. But anyways, so that's why I was like, I can see why they broke up. I mean, I don't know if it's because of the woman. I don't know. We don't know, because he was walking next to the woman. Didn't look like they were doing anything. He had his one hand in his pocket. He wasn't holding her. She wasn't holding hands. And it was 3 people. So, I mean, I don't know if that's the reason or what, but the irony that she is a dark-skinned black woman is kind of ironic, especially based on what Cyn used to say about dark-skinned women and about black men catering to Latina women. So, you know, I don't hope that I don't hope that they get back together. I hope that she finds herself and realize, like, maybe being 25, married with the children to this old ass man off in New Jersey somewhere is not really where I want to be right now. And then find her to be with her mom and her sisters and wait to get married. I mean, another man will want to marry you if that's the goal. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's just, he don't want to be married and then to deal with that kind of like flighty, young, immature type of. I can see a growth in him. He's probably still a scoundrel or raggedy ass nigga, because I don't think that you really ever grow out of that. But you could tell that he seeks a certain maturity level in a woman. And the way that I've always admired the way that Joe speaks, very calm, very, very, you know, right in here, just very calm. And I used to be like, if I was Tahiri, I would fuck him up, because he is so aggravating. Anyway, but Joe, you know, I don't know. We're going to see how it develops. We're going to see if they're going to get back together or whatever the hell is going to happen. But honey, go back. Where's she from? The Bronx? Go back over there with your mama and them. Raise your little Lexington. Find yourself something to do. Get you a business or something. You can do something. I don't know what she's good at. Singing. She wants to sing. You know, and he probably is like, doesn't take her serious with her singing. I have never heard him say like she really sings really well or anything like that. So I don't know, but we'll see. Everybody's been, you know, saying that, the Joe Budden podcast is going to be really good this today. So we'll see. Anyways, let me know what y'all think. Y'all have a wonderful day. Take care of each other and protect your energy. Peace.